how the Egym My Fitness app allowed me to, within a few days, adhere to my schedule much more. This is me. It's place number 1. And for the last month, for all of the 47 members actually, 47 members of my gym, I was, guess what, place number 1. Even compared to friends of mine, I'm not that fit. But since the friends of mine don't apparently go to this local gym and also are not registered in this app, I won. So this is something that's very motivating. It's at least very motivating for me. It gives me peers. And it not only gives me a few peers, but think of the peers that live next to you. And if somebody now goes to a gym, it is a very high likelihood that they also in general are more active. So basically, out of the most active people, of course there are also people who are very active and don't go to the gym, but just go swimming, for example. But I think it makes some sense to say that at some point in their lives, everybody will realize that, so if this is the life, and then this is at the point in which they realize strength training is probably something that increases longevity and also just in general is better, I guess. Because you have to do it, because from age 25 your muscles basically degrade otherwise. So therefore, out of all the people that live in close proximity to a gym, if now all of these people sign up, and now of course not all of these people then sign up for the app here, but out of the people who are also very similar to me, they might just be more likely to sign up for this app. So it's even a more sub-selection. And if then 47 of these members sign up for this app, of course they might not be that active, but they are probably the most active people around here, which also happen to go to this gym and which also happen to use the same machines. And even if there are more active people out there, I can compare myself against these because these do the same things. These use the same machines in the same gym. These basically have the same exact set of equipment available. Additionally, there is also an activity leaderboard, and this is something I really missed in Samsung Health, for example. Samsung Health doesn't give you any feedback at all about how well you actually did, how well you did compared to last year. The only thing Samsung Health gives you is a calendar in which it basically marks a bigger point if you were more active and marks a smaller point if you were less active. It also gives you overall trends, which is also nice, so you can see how much kilometers you rode on a bike, for example. Also nice. What I'm missing from Samsung is a very simplified gamified system, such as what if you had different levels? So you would have different fitness levels, and with each fitness level you could achieve different effects of working out. Let's just assume we have a level that goes from level 1 to level 6. And these levels would be called maybe wood, maybe bronze, maybe silver, maybe gold, maybe platinum, maybe diamond. And then at each of these levels you could unlock health benefits if you actually keep this rate up, this rate of activity. Activity, of course, is a rate. It's activity per unit of time. So therefore, this calendar also makes sense because the unit of time is usually the given day. I don't know how to, like this. So now, with level 1 in this app, in Egym, there's actually also these activity levels. And now I have Diamond, which is super nice because it's the highest level, and it comes with these benefits. Level 1, regular exercise gives your daily routines an energy boost. Level 2, boost your brain power and reduce risk of dementia up to 35%. The whole literature on all of longevity and all of mortality and blah 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 is condensed down into, you achieve this benefit. It's a level up. You are a level up if you can keep this up. If you can keep up level diamond or level bronze even, then you boost your brain power and reduce risk of dementia by up to 35%. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice how simplified something can get? And then it's as easy, and it automatically gets all the input from Strava, from me recording my workouts on my watch. The only thing I have to do is record my workouts on my watch. Then I have one of these trackers, so I also have a Galaxy Fit since this runs out of battery power, so therefore I use it to manually track the workouts whenever I do a workout. And for the rest of time when this is charging, I use this just to track my steps because I don't want to pollute my data set that is on the higher level accuracy level of the Galaxy Watch with this lower level device. Level 3 is silver then. You're in control. Increased activity reduces the need to count calories. Level 4 gold. People at this level feel up to 65% less sleepy during the day, which is, by the way, something I just but speculated over the years. Whenever I was just very active, I could sleep for 6 hours in total, and I was just fine. I was ready to go. I was focused. I was super, actually similar to currently right now. I was kind of happy for no reason, basically, because basically just the hormones were on another level. And compare this to me sleeping maybe up to, I don't know, sometimes into 2 digits, which I also sometimes can do, and this seems to correlate to lower activity. So giving this 65% less sleepy during the day with level 4, as long as you keep up level 4, you get this benefit. And basically, as long as you are somewhat active with the gold level, you don't need as much sleep, which is nice. Maybe you just need less sleep because of other reasons, so maybe the actual physiological need is still the same and you just feel less sleepy and so on and so forth. But if you feel less sleepy, then you're also less likely to be kind of in a dependent relationship with substances that make you more alert, for example, because you don't need them, because you're already kind of on a level where you just enjoy life, for example, or where you can put out a certain amount of work over a certain amount of time. Level 5 then is platinum. Build stronger bones. This level increases your bone density by up to 68%. Let's imagine you have osteoporosis, and then you don't know what to do. But if you have a system set up like this, then as long as you keep this level, you increase your bone density by up to 68%. Maybe it's only 30% for you, but it increases it significantly, and that's the whole idea. And level 6 now, diamond, is at this level you have increased your overall health to the maximum, which of course is probably not true, because maybe there is still a higher level. There is also an argument to be made that too much activity and might cause overtraining, basically, and if for all of your life you might be in a slightly overtrained state continuously, compared to a state at which you were able to regenerate constantly, then this might be less beneficial. But I think most people are probably not on the side of overtraining too much, so therefore capping it at level 6 diamond, which gives you 6,600 to 12 or 11,199 activity points, is something to aim for. Now the new month began, basically yesterday already, and the activity points I have is now already 2,000, which is also a miscalculation from yesterday because I accidentally, during the night, recorded 2 hours of workout. So this hasn't calculated yet, but still, again, I'm on top of the leaderboard, which is nice because it has this super weird competitiveness effect. And just something like this. I searched for something like this for a very long time. For me competing against others. I tried Strava, I tried sharing my profile on Samsung Health, but the only thing you can compare on Samsung Health is steps. And steps is just not a very good measure of how well you did. If you drove on the bike for 6 hours a day, and you still had only like 5,000 steps, compare this to somebody who just walked a little bit and had maybe 10,000 steps. Who had the better workout? Who did more for longevity, for health span, and so on and so forth? So steps is just not a very good proxy for activity. That's what I'm trying to state. Of course, everybody can do steps, and that's the reason Samsung Health probably does this, because they just want to make a solution for everybody. They want to provide devices for everybody, for a very broad audience. But this is not so much for a so broad audience. It's more for a dedicated audience, for a more specified audience. The same is true for Whoop, for example, which, again, I still am discussing in my head whether it makes sense, because they also seem to have something like this, something just very gamified. With Samsung Health, I just don't have the analysis I want. I cannot rely on the sleep tracking to be somewhat accurate. Also, the watch just goes out of battery overnight if I forget to charge it like 2 hours before bed. Then if I sleep more than like 7 hours, watch just dies. So therefore the whole data set I may have recorded for weeks, months, is basically screwed up, because I now can either delete the sleeping record, which is still a sleeping record that is valid, but it's just not the whole night, or I don't know, I delete the whole thing, or I just add 2 hours of manual sleep. Ridiculous. So the idea is that you want to have something that is on you all the time, and Whoop seems to be the company to go for it. So this gamification system of health, and also just tracking in recent history my gym data, just help me to try to target the right things, to try to max out my workouts. Not necessarily in terms of weight, but in terms of performance. Because something that also is shown in my gym tracker app, and by the way, you can also track your gym lifts with this app, very nice, just for free. I also bought this other app for about $100, which is ridiculous, but it's the best app, and strength training is very important, and so therefore, I don't know. What this does for you is it also displays charts, and I can actually show you these charts, even though I did recently in another video already. These are my charts. These are the workouts I did in the last weeks. You can see that I failed to achieve one workout, so therefore I'm not basically on the level I could be. And this is my progress over time. This in the middle is the trend line, and the other one are the actual lifts. So what they usually do is they combine the weight multiplied by the reps, and then they calculate the workload overall, the best set basically. And then they take this and they just put out all of these charts for every single exercise that is in there. The exercise selection is not that good, but this now gives me something practical. Instead of me trying to figure out in the Excel spreadsheet and the Excel spreadsheet, it's on my phone. I can track it at any point in time if I have my phone with me. This is not a web platform yet. But the state of gamifying health is already so much better than 10 years ago. So much better than 15 years ago. When I was like 12, I bought a running watch, and it didn't even have GPS. I didn't even know how many kilometers I ran. I didn't even know my speed. And now it is just so easy. So easy compared to before. But it will be much more easy, I guess. And just a leaderboard. Just how simple this approach is. How simple this idea, and yet so effective. At least for me, seemingly.